I'm 90 years old. I still drive myself to the market every week. And I haven't been sick in over 30 years. Not even once with a cold. When we first heard that from Mr. Walter Simmons, we were stunned. Not because of the number 90, but because of the way he said it. Calm, steady, no bragging. As if good health had simply been a quiet companion walking with him through every stage of life. And he smiled. It's not luck, he said. It's habits. Welcome to Life in Words, where we share small, simple choices that quietly build a healthier, more fulfilling life in our later years. If you believe aging can still be graceful, strong, and worth living, well, please hit subscribe so you won't miss any of the stories we bring each week. But first, let us know. Where are you watching from? Drop the name of your city or country in the comments. Every voice matters here. And now, let's discover the 5 quiet habits that have kept Walter healthy, independent, and joyful for over 3 decades. Habit 1: 90-second morning wake-up. Before your feet ever touch the ground, your body is already making a life-changing choice. That's how Walter begins his day. Unlike most people who grab their phones or stumble toward the bathroom, he starts by doing nothing. But it's not laziness. It's a moment of deep awareness he calls his 90-second reset. A morning ritual he's followed every single day since he turned 62. I close my eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Long, slow, full. Then I move my fingers, stretch my toes, rotate my wrists and ankles. Gently. No rush, no pressure. Just a soft signal to every part of me. I need you today. He believes the first moments after waking are the most fragile. Your blood is thick. Your joints are stiff. Your nervous system is still groggy. If you jump out of bed too fast, you risk dizziness, falls, or feeling off for the rest of the day. But with just 90 seconds of slow movement and breath, things change. Circulation improves. Your brain gets more oxygen. Your body prepares safely for the day ahead. The National Institute on Aging agrees. They say the first 30 minutes after waking is the highest fall risk window for older adults. The Mayo Clinic also recommends gentle in-bed movement to support blood flow, reduce inflammation, and stabilize blood pressure. I do it before coffee, before I open the window, before the world pulls me in, Walter says. My body reminds me if I forget. It stiffens up, it slows down, and it whispers, "You skipped our moment." You don't need a mat. You don't need yoga. You don't need anything but a little pause to breathe, stretch, and connect with your body. If you've ever woken up feeling stiff, foggy, or disconnected, try giving yourself 90 seconds tomorrow. And let us know in the comments with the word yes. We'd love to hear if your body responds too. This isn't magic. It's just a kind way to begin your day with intention. And once the body is gently awake, Walter heads to the kitchen. Not for coffee, but for a warm, golden drink he calls his daily shield. Let's take a closer look. Habit 2. The golden morning drink. Not coffee, not tea, not vitamins or fancy powders. Every morning, after waking his body with care, Walter walks to the kitchen and prepares what he calls his golden glass. Not because of the color, but because it protects him. This is the first thing I put in my body every day, he says. No pills, no gimmicks, just warm water, fresh lemon, a pinch of turmeric, and a dash of black pepper. It may sound simple, but simple isn't the same as ineffective. Lemon provides vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that strengthens the immune system and supports digestion. Turmeric is a natural anti-inflammatory. Its active compound curcumin has been shown to reduce joint pain and support memory. But turmeric alone isn't enough. Black pepper helps your body absorb curcumin, boosting its effects by up to 2,000%. "I don't need a lab report," he says, cupping the warm mug with both hands. I can feel it. My stomach feels lighter. My joints less stiff. My head more clear. No juicer, no gadgets, just warm water, half a lemon, a quarter teaspoon of turmeric, and a pinch of pepper. He stirs gently, sips slowly, and lets it set the tone for the rest of his day. I drink it whether it's raining or sunny. If I miss a day, my body tells me. I feel heavier. I move slower. I lose my edge. He trusts consistency over complexity, and he believes his golden glass sends one message to his immune system every morning: we're ready today. Have you ever tried starting your day with a simple drink like this? If so, leave the word golden in the comments. If not, tomorrow might be a good time to try. After finishing his drink, Walter steps outside. Not to count steps, not to burn calories, but for something deeper, a healing walk. Let's go with him next. Habit 3. The healing walk. 15 minutes a day. No headphones, no phone, just breath, footsteps, and myself. To Walter, walking isn't something he has to do. It's something he gets to do. A moment of quiet restoration that has become as essential to him as food or sleep. A habit he never negotiates with. When he was younger, he used to jog. He believed that sweating meant progress. But now at 90, he understands something deeper. Being harsh on your body isn't the only way to stay strong. I walk to heal, he says, not to compete, not to count steps, but to remind myself that I'm still here. Every morning after finishing his golden drink, he ties his shoes and steps outside. Rain or shine, cold or warm, he walks. Slowly, deliberately, as if every step is a quiet thank you. He breathes deeply. 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. His eyes stay relaxed. His face carries a gentle smile, not because he's feeling happy, but because he knows smiling sends a signal to the brain that everything is okay. When I smile while walking, I feel peace, even if nothing in my life has changed. And science supports him. Regular walking reduces inflammation, it regulates blood sugar, it improves memory, and according to research, it can lower your risk of early death by nearly 40%. One study from the British Journal of Sports Medicine showed that just 20 minutes of daily walking can significantly reduce C-reactive protein, a key marker of inflammation in older adults. Another from Stanford found that outdoor walking boosts creativity and mental clarity more than sitting or indoor activity. But Walter didn't need a study to know that. He had a moment years ago that said it all. One morning I skipped my walk. I was too busy, he recalls. And by the afternoon I didn't just feel tired, I felt old. My joints didn't feel like mine. My lungs felt tight. I lost my rhythm. Since that day, he's never missed a walk. Not out of discipline, but because his body reminds him of the difference. I walk slowly. I swing my arms. I keep my posture open, and I smile. Not because I always feel good, but because smiling while walking activates the vagus nerve. That's the nerve responsible for regulating inflammation, heart rate, digestion, and more. Smiling becomes a switch that turns on the body's natural calming response. So the next time you feel stuck, heavy, or tired, don't wait for motivation. Just walk. Let your body remember what it was made to do. If walking each day has helped you feel more alive too, share your experience with the words "Walk Strong" in the comments below. We'd love to know what it does for you. And when Walter returns from his walk, he doesn't rush into the day. Instead, he prepares something simple, something powerful. A breakfast designed to fuel his brain and body. Let's see what's on his morning plate next. Habit 4. The brain and body breakfast. Most people eat breakfast to stop the hunger. I eat breakfast to carry me through the day. That's how Walter describes his first meal. It's not rushed, it's not complicated, but it's never skipped. And it always starts with one key ingredient: protein. At 60, he thought he was eating well. Some fruit, a slice of toast, maybe a bowl of cereal. But by mid-morning, he felt weak. His memory started slipping. He forgot names. He misplaced keys. He'd walk into a room and wonder why he went there. I assumed it was aging, he says. But my doctor said otherwise. I wasn't getting enough protein. That one sentence changed everything. Today his breakfast is simple but intentional. One soft-boiled egg, a small bowl of Greek yogurt, a handful of walnuts, and a few fresh blueberries. He calls it his brain and body breakfast. The egg gives him complete protein rich in all the amino acids his muscles and cells need. The Greek yogurt adds more protein, calcium, and probiotics for gut health. The walnuts provide healthy omega-3s for brain function. And the blueberries deliver antioxidants that help memory and reduce inflammation. This meal keeps me going all the way to lunch, he says. Back then, I'd crash around 11 a.m. Now I feel like I'm 40 again. Science backs this up. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, adults over 60 who eat 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast show better muscle mass, stronger memory, and even longer lifespans. Walter doesn't stick to one menu every day. Sometimes he swaps eggs for cottage cheese. Sometimes he adds lentils or flaxseed. But one thing never changes: he never skips the protein. You wouldn't expect your car to run on fumes, he says, so why fuel your body that way? He believes breakfast is more than just a meal. It's the foundation for how you think, move, and feel for the rest of your day. If you already have a balanced breakfast routine, share your favorite meal in the comments with the word breakfast. It might inspire someone else. And after breakfast, Walter doesn't dive into the day right away. Before he opens the newspaper or speaks to anyone, he takes one last quiet moment. Not to pray, not to meditate, but to imagine. Let's take a look at the habit that helps him center his mind before the world begins. Habit 5. The 3-minute visualization. Before the world has a chance to speak to me, I choose to speak to myself first. That's why Walter spends 3 minutes every morning before reading the news, before saying a word to anyone, just sitting, quietly. Not to meditate, not to pray, but simply to imagine. For 3 minutes I picture the kind of day I want to have. He says, his eyes closing gently, as if returning to the moment. Not the tasks, not the traffic, just how I want to feel. Calm, capable, steady. He calls it mental tuning, and to him it's just as essential as breakfast or walking, like adjusting a radio dial so the day starts on the right frequency. He didn't always do this. In his 60s, stress lived in his shoulders, in his chest, and in his sleep. It wore him down. But once he learned how powerful the brain's imagination could be, he began treating his mornings like a mental gym. Science agrees. Harvard researchers and neuroscientists like Dr. Joe Dispenza have shown that when we vividly imagine doing something, the same neural pathways fire in the brain as if we were actually doing it. Over time, that rewires your nervous system. It lowers cortisol, improves focus, and even boosts your immune response. In fact, a 2016 study from the University of Wisconsin-Madison found that just 5 minutes a day of mental rehearsal reduced anxiety and improved immunity in adults over 65 for weeks after. And for Walter, it made all the difference. A friend once told me, "You're never rattled." I said, "That's because I start each day by locking the door on worry." You don't need candles. You don't need music. You don't need the perfect environment. Just 3 minutes. Close your eyes. Picture your body moving with ease. Picture your hands strong, your breath steady. Picture your day unfolding with clarity and grace. If you've never tried this before, tomorrow morning, give yourself that moment before the noise begins. Then come back and tell us how it felt by commenting "tuned in." For Walter, this is the final step in a quiet, intentional morning. One that began with breath, was grounded in movement, fueled by nourishment, and centered by stillness. And after more than 30 years of practicing these 5 habits, he's still not slowing down. Still driving. Still strong. Still smiling. Let's hear his final message to anyone wondering if it's too late to begin. Conclusion: it's never too late to begin again. Walter never claimed to have perfect genes. He never believed in miracle cures or high-tech solutions. What he had were 5 simple habits, done every day, done with intention, done with love. A 90-second wake-up to greet his body, a golden drink to activate his defenses, a quiet walk to remind himself he's still capable, a breakfast to fuel his strength, and a few still minutes to guide his mind before the world begins. That's it. No expensive memberships, no rigid routines, just small, gentle choices, whispers to his body that say, "I care about you." And in return, his body responded, with 30 years of wellness, with clarity, with quiet power, still driving at 90. But the message he wants you to remember is this: you don't need to wait for a wake-up call to start. You don't have to be 92. You can start today, right now. Health doesn't disappear overnight. It fades slowly in skipped moments, in missed movement, in meals rushed, or skipped in the stress we never pause to name. But the good news is it can return the same way. One breath, one sip, one walk, one plate of real food, one decision to say, "I still can." So tell us, which habit will you try tomorrow morning? Type the number 1 through 5 in the comments, or simply write, "I'm starting today." If this video touched you even just a little, please share it with someone you care about. And don't forget to subscribe. Each week we bring you real stories and practical steps to help you live with more strength, more peace, and more purpose. You're still here, you still can, and you've already begun.